That we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses. That's huge. We just have to worry about helping Chandler, and he's just my heart.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
philsgang.com. What are people saying?
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and I subscribe to the Phil's Gang MV2, and I just wanted to let Phil know that right after the election, I made a $7,000 profit using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil's subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
To be able to just get my son to St. Jude and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Phil Grandy is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang. I got a great opportunity for those people who are disgusted with the market, who don't have time to learn. What you do is follow me in the exchange-traded fund that I'm invested in. Every day you go to my site and you can see exactly what I am doing with my investment, and you can mimic me. Nobody else dares do that. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. St. Jude takes care of absolutely everything. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge.
St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude is uniquely positioned to advance the cures of pediatric cancer, I think better than any other institution in the world. The contributions make a big difference.
Donors are important to us because you get the feeling that you have a team behind you. We have the resources and we have the focus. And so if St. Jude doesn't do it, who will?
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Recognized as an Axiom Business Award winner, the highly acclaimed Walter's Way book, authored by legendary businessman Walter Scheer, is now available in digital and audio formats at the philsgang.com Bud C store. Enjoy the stories of a relief kid who survived TB, corporate betrayal, bankruptcy, and still made millions and touched the lives of billions. Don't wait. Pick up the Walter's Way book in hardcover, digital, and in audio format at philsgang.com. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
We can't be faced with a $20 trillion debt and not actually change Social Security, Medicare, and the others. What's your take on that? Do you need to hit the entitlements sooner rather than later?
We are not touching those now, so don't expect that as part of this budget.
Unbelievable. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. I want to thank all my listeners and my gang members for meeting me last night at Michael's on East. We had a great time. I hope you did, but it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed meeting so many of you folks, and I really appreciate it. It was really fun. We had a good time. But, you know, I was listening today to some people on these financial shows. They just don't get it. And I'm just worried that, you know, President Trump is getting some real bad advice. He keeps saying, you heard what Munchin said, we're not going to touch entitlements. Then how are you going to make this work? Who's going to pay for all this? This is crazy. I mean, first of all, it's really funny. When I was upset, I never thought that Trump was going to go for it. I thought Trump would let the government close so that he'd take a real tough stance, and then this way here he could really face the Democrats and then really push through something that's really good. You know, just really stand up to them. That didn't happen. But it was another mess, though, that Obama left behind. That's the one thing he was facing. You got to think about it. When they thought Hillary was going to be president, Obama and his Democrats made sure there was 38 weeks worth of revenue in the checking account, so to speak, so when she became president, she didn't have to worry about the ceiling, the debt ceiling. That she'd have 38 weeks, a lot of cash to keep going, paying the bills, and she could focus on other things. Well, when they found out that Obama was going to win, Trump was going to win, what they did is they took the cash out, and they left Trump with just 8 weeks worth of cash. They took all that cash, and they spent it on all kinds of welfare, social programs, and pork programs. They spent it on just to take it out of the war chest. So Trump teams goes to the Hill to get money. They first present a domestic tax cut of $15 billion, and this is the joke. You gotta love the way the Washington figures tax cuts, or what they call cuts. So they said, here's our tax cuts, $15 billion. They included little stuff like PBS cutting their budget. The EPA, glad to hear EPA got cuts, and another bunch of agencies like that. But they turn around and they've asked for $1.1 trillion to keep the government running. And they asked for another $30 billion to get back to $15 billion. But yet they call it a tax cut, domestic spending cuts. But that's how Washington is. But they got another $50 billion on top of the already $550 billion defense budget. But it doesn't stop there. Trump wants another $500 billion. So you're talking over $1 trillion in defense. And I'm for that. If we could cut it from somewhere, I'm for it, not against it. Remember Reagan, the wall fell because remember what Reagan did? He built his military so strong, and they had an arms race, and Russia couldn't keep up with it. And I'm for it. I get all that. If you can pay for it. $1 trillion. So our current $550 billion defense budget is now going to double. And if you think of it in these terms, that's more. We're spending more than the combined defense budgets of the 8 largest countries, including Russia. Now, Reagan did the same thing, and Reagan found he didn't need to. And I'm sure Trump will find out the same thing. We're already spending 7 times more than the 8 major countries. That's before we tack on another half of $500 billion. Boy, Boeing and Lockheed Martin, there's going to be some good stocks. Now, maybe if we cut something, I'd be happy. I've been around too long to know you keep piling up debt. That creates inflation, and your interest rate starts going up. That causes real problems. And the last thing we want to see to keep the interest rate suppressed is where they do another quantitative easing, which has destroyed and gutted our middle class. So maybe if there are some cuts, I don't know. But we need some real cuts, not PBS and the EPA. We need some real cuts. But I don't know if we're going to get them. And if we don't, how do we pay for this increase? I mean, let's look at our income. We take in $3.5 trillion in income and taxes. And even though the taxpayers sent in a record $1.9 trillion income tax on April 15, that money is already gone. And we spent an additional $450 billion more than the $3.5 trillion. And remember, the $1.9 trillion was a record number, record amount of tax they collected from us. And yet, they spent $450 billion more than they took in. Now we still got to face entitlements. Now remember, he's talking about another $500 billion, or totally adding $10 trillion to our already $20 trillion national debt. This is crazy. Unless you cut something. Now, we got to figure out where we're going to cut. I mean, we're facing Medicare and Social Security, $2.2 trillion, and we still got to pay $257 billion just on the interest that we pay. Remember now, every year we have to pay interest on our national debt of near $20 trillion. So we borrow that money from China. We have to pay an interest rate on that. So by the time we're done with paying the interest that we owe on that $20 trillion, our national debt, we have nothing left. Right now, we have nothing left to invest, to grow our economy. Nothing. There's nothing left to fix our bridges, our roads. Nothing once we finish. But now we're going to add on another $500 billion. So they say, yeah, but we're going to cut the corporate taxes real deep, from 30% down to, or 35% down to 15%, and that's going to grow the economy. We don't have to worry about it. Well, wait a minute. I don't buy into that. At one time I would have, when it was 7% of GDP. But corporate taxes aren't 7% of GDP anymore, about less than 1% of GDP. Because remember, as corporations were making more and more money, they hired more and more lobbyists to go to Congress to buy more and more congressmen to make sure they put in legislation that sheltered all their profits so they didn't have to pay any taxes. So wait a minute. So to hear how important it is to cut these corporate taxes, don't buy into that. We don't get that much out of corporate taxes anymore. As I said, it's about 1%, not 7%. It used to be. So that, remember, it used to be a huge source of revenue. Think about it. 7% of GDP was a huge source of tax revenue. But 1% of GDP? It's not even that. It's not. So we got to come up with something else. How about getting rid of all the taxes that you and I have to pay on employment, our payroll tax? Let's get rid of that.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years. Very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I love the new MV charts on Phil's software, and I'm making profits using them.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I love your new MV1, making lots of profits.
I love the chart. You know, I'm limited with time. Real good as far as just looking at whatever ticker tells me right away.
I've always enjoyed Phil's straightforwardness and talk about what's really going on.
The new MV1 and MV2 charting software. I particularly like the pre- and post-market candlesticks.
You guys have always been great on the service side. I can't say enough about the service side.
Don't wait. Sign up for Phil's Gang today. Give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and I subscribe to the Phil's Gang MV2, and I just wanted to let Phil know that right after the election, I made a $7,000 profit using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years, and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil's subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang. I got a great opportunity for those people who are disgusted with the market, who don't have time to learn. What you do is follow me in the exchange-traded fund that I'm invested in. Every day you go to my site and you can see exactly what I am doing with my investment, and you can mimic me. Nobody else dares do that. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $39.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market. You get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. When St. Jude finds something that works well with a certain cancer, they share that with everybody. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge. We just have to worry about helping Chandler, and he's just my heart.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. We're offering the most powerful stock charts available on the market. The Max Best 1000 charts. Now, the difference between these charts and all the other charts is this follows the money. Yes, it gives you a buy-sell signal. I know you're going to say, well, they all do. No, not true. The difference with the Max Best is they follow the important money. The hedge funds, the biggest banks, the 401ks, the pension fund managers. That's the big difference. They're not following the emotion. That's what most charts do. They follow the money. That's what MaxVest does, follows the money. Check it out. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Oh, and the chart is low as $19.95 a month. For more information, just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Welcome back. This segment of the Phil's Gang Show is brought to you by the MV Stock Charts. For more information, go to philsgang.com.
Yeah, welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, Macy's took a big hit today, and it's amazing how everybody seems to be surprised. Now, listen to this.
Retail reality check why so many stocks are getting smashed today. Macy's, several other big name stocks are absolutely getting hammered today, and what it means for a sector that seemed to be on the rebound.
On the rebound? It wasn't on the rebound. But listen.
You've got a secular condition that's challenging all of these brick and mortar retailers, and ultimately it's about selling off square footage.
And I think the lesson for Macy's,
the floor keeps getting lower and lower and lower and lower.
Focus on the stores that actually do well. They are stores that do well. They really need to get rid of most of the stores that aren't doing well. It's taking longer than people expected. Focus on online and focus on the stores that you have.
Yeah, that's good advice. What are you going to do? Go ask for every store's balance sheet before you invest? But here's what's really funny. Aunt B doesn't agree with us. She thinks everything's just great. It's la la land. Everything's perfect.
Consumer spending has picked up smartly.
Yeah, they picked up so smartly. Yeah, consumers, they're so strong. Yet the retail industry, the retail sector is falling apart. The wheels are coming off. She's in la la land. I mean, you talk about getting rid of the head of the FBI. Let's get rid of her. And let's get rid of the Federal Reserve. That's even more important. Unbelievable. She just doesn't get it. Macy's. Now, if you look at Macy's, and if you know nothing at all about the store, you don't know any of the economics, you don't know anything of the fundamentals, you would have known not to be in the stock by simply putting it up on a chart. That's the beautiful thing about reading a chart. And on my chart, and Macy's is a stock that we're always in or out. And I mean, we're always in this stock, okay? Then we're always buying the stock. Then we get out when we're supposed to, when the big institutions are getting out. What they didn't get, the institutions were getting out. We got it. We knew Vanguard was getting out. We knew T. Rowe Price was, and Bank of New York, Mellon, and J.P. Morgan. These guys didn't know, evidently. But if you put it up on the chart, you would have seen right here. You would have seen on May 4th. That was what? 4 or 5 days ago. It was a clear indicator that you had to take your money out of Macy's. That the money was flowing out. And look what happened. It dropped from around $29.37 to $24.40. That got killed today. Killed. That's a 16% drop. You lost 16%. So if you made money on Macy's, not only would you give it back, you give it back and more. So they're talking, and again, listen to what he says about fundamentals. Listen.
You've got a secular condition that's challenging all of these brick and mortar retailers, and ultimately it's about selling off square footage.
What the hell does that mean? Selling off square footage? Selling off square footage, getting rid of your stores, and so you're an investor, and you own Macy's stocks. You got to figure that out. Here, listen to the rest of it.
You've got a secular condition that's challenging all of these brick and mortar retailers, and ultimately it's about selling off square footage.
And I think the lesson for Macy's,
the floor keeps getting lower and lower and lower and lower.
Focus on the stores that actually do well. They are stores that do well. They really need to get rid of most of the stores that aren't doing well.
So what good is it? Is you focusing on the stores that are doing well and the stores that aren't doing well? How do you know which ones are doing well and which ones aren't doing well? How do you know? Isn't that stupid? And you really think the guy that's taking care of your money inside your 401k, you think he's going to go and figure out what stores are doing good, what stores are doing bad to protect you when he gets paid? When he gets paid on the amount of money that's in your 401k, That's what he gets paid. He doesn't get paid on making you money. He doesn't get paid on the returns he gets for you. He gets paid on how much money is in the fund. So you think he's going to go from store to store and figure out which ones are bad, which ones are good? These guys are unbelievable. That's typical Wall Street. So all you had to do is you took my chart, popped it up, it was red, you knew to get out. Simple as that. Simple as that. In fact, Macy's, you had many times that it would have saved you. You go back into November 10th of last year, November 10th. Everybody was raving about it. It was around $35. It got up to about $45. Everybody's raving, buy Macy's, buy Macy's. But guess what? It started. It was running up 28%. And Kramer, buy more of it, buy Macy's. And they come out and tell you all the neat stuff, what Macy's doing, how many stores are opening, and the new vendors, and they tell you all this nonsense. The new lines they're carrying, why you should buy it. But guess what? We saw it turn red. All of a sudden it turned red. The institutions were starting to pour out of it. The institutions were pulling their money out. They started to pull their money out on December 5th. December 5th, the stock was trading then about $43. And it dropped. It dropped all the way to $29. Dropped 32%. You would have given back 32% staying in. Because these guys weren't going to tell you. You think these dopes would tell you to get out? No. They're telling you how wonderful it is. All the fundamentals. And my gang, they knew when to get out. We knew when to get out. We knew when to get in, and we knew when to get out. Just a simple color code. And we didn't have to worry about square footage. I didn't have to take my gang, get a bus. We thought about it. We thought about getting a bunch of buses and then go down to all the malls here in Sarasota and start measuring the square footage. And then we were going to stay up all night going through their financial statements, see which ones were the good stores, which ones. We thought of doing that. But then I decided, let me just turn on my computer. Let me put up my chart. Oh, it's red. Let's get out. And better than get out, we said, let's short it. Let's short it. So, and again, I'm not saying our gang, all of our gang members made 20% up and 20% down, but here's one thing I can tell you, they didn't get hurt, that's for sure. Unbelievable. We'll be right back. Join my gang, become a member.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
If you're looking to make extra income, if you're looking to pay off bills and plan for your retirement, then check out philsgang.com. Philsgang.com is an online educational service that informs you, coaches you, and guides you on how to invest in the stock market. Get daily advice to buy stocks, short stocks, and learn when to get out of your positions. Philsgang.com provides daily webinars, alerts, educational tutorials, and all material is archived. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang. I got a great opportunity for those people who are disgusted with the market, who don't have time to learn. What you do is follow me in the exchange-traded fund that I'm invested in. Every day you go to my site and you can see exactly what I am doing with my investment, and you can mimic me. Nobody else dares do that. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years. Very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I love the new MV charts on Phil's software, and I'm making profits using them.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I love your new MV1, making lots of profits.
I love the chart. I'm limited with time. Real good as far as just looking at whatever ticker tells me right away.
I've always enjoyed Phil's straightforwardness and talk about what's really going on.
The new MV1 and MV2 charting software, I particularly like the pre- and post-market candlesticks.
You guys have always been great on the service side. I can't say enough about the service side.
Don't wait. Sign up for Phil's Gang today. Give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Phil's Gang offers one of the best collections of charts available on the internet. We built the Max Best software to have the best features, and so far, the early reviews have been great. So don't just be an investor, be a Max investor with Phil's Gang Max Investor 1000 stock charts. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. St. Jude takes care of absolutely everything. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge.
St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude is uniquely positioned to advance the cures of pediatric cancer, I think better than any other institution in the world. The contributions make a big difference.
Donors are important to us because you get the feeling that you have a team behind you. We have the resources and we have the focus. And so if St. Jude doesn't do it, who will?
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? Reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and I subscribe to the Phil's Gang MV2, and I just wanted to let Phil know that right after the election, I made a $7,000 profit using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil's subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. My number is 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-GANG. You can join my gang or go to my website, philsgang.com. Or you can call 877-600-GANG. It's only $39.95 a month. And I don't believe there's any online service like ours. I never heard of one. Again, and it's all about charting, but you also get terrific information. You get information every day about what's going on in the country, what's going on with the economy. I mean, you have to know what is going on today. Believe me, everything is interconnected. So you get great information, even if you don't even buy stocks. You want the information. It helps you in everyday life. It helps you in your business, trying to make a business decision. Try it for a month, $39.95. And the charting is a beautiful thing. Oh, by the way, talking about charting, listen to this. Listen to Snap. Boy, did it snap. It got crushed. And I always tell my gang members with IPOs, stay away from IPOs. Let them come out. Wait till let them season for about at least 6 months. Then put them on your chart. But don't do anything with a IPO until after they season for about 6 months. And then you start getting the momentum Because without a good amount of momentum where you got history, it's not going to work. IPOs are dangerous. Now listen how they pump this thing. Listen to this.
We've got a biggie today. Today's top corporate story, Snap pricing its IPO $17 a share.
Why this big Snap pop? So I think this one is going higher. Evan Spiegel making his way to the floor, the co-founder of Snapchat.
$24. Snapchat opens at $24. But look, it's good news. It'll help revive the IPO market.
Unbelievable. $24. The stock went up to around $29. And people were scrambling to get it. They couldn't get enough of it. And today it dropped to the low, I think, about $17.30. You had most people lost 40% of their money. And listen how they pump it. Do you think anybody turned around and told you to get out? If this is in a 401k, you think they told you, they warned you about it? No. But here in the gang, we didn't get in this thing. Wait till it matures. We don't gamble. We manage our money. We don't manage stocks. I always tell my gang, we don't manage stocks. We manage our money. Over a year's time, we manage our money. That's what we do. And you've got to, if you're going to make any kind of decision, you've got to follow the big money. You make your decision on buying and on selling when they do. When they buy, we buy. They sell, you sell. It's simple. It's not hard. Good way to create wealth without all this nonsense. And talking about nonsense, I want to get back to, the market has stalled now. And the market is in a very, very dangerous position. And these guys on CNBC, they're not talking about it. They're not talking about it. Just 3 companies, United Healthcare, Travelers, Goldman Sachs. When this market, remember the big Trump rally from 19,969 up to 21,169, 1,200 points, and everybody's all excited and having parties and the big Trump rally and going to create everything's going to be just fantastic. Remember? Only 3 companies participated. It's called breath. 3. That's it. You know how many companies there are in the stock market? Now here, you want something even more amazing? Only 10 companies have participated in half of the returns on the S&P 500. In other words, you have 10 companies, Apple, Google, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, Verizon, Palmolive, Oracle, Home Depot, and Broadcom. That's it. Can you imagine? In fact, if you take Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, they account for 28% of the returns. 28%. This is crazy. Then we got auto loans out there, 1.1 trillion in auto loans, collapsing. Same thing happened. They're selling automobiles and vans to Americans who can't afford them. Did you hear that before? I think we did that with housing, didn't we? And that's why we got to be so careful on what we're going to do with this debt we're piling on. I support Donald Trump. I always have supported him. But I'm just saying we got to be careful. Now, we got to find places to save. We got to find places to cut. Why don't we could save $150 billion a year. Think about it. And Social Security payments that go to Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, billionaires, all these millionaires, and Medicare. We could save $150 billion. What do they need Social Security payments for? We should have some sort of system. That's just crazy. We would save $1 trillion a year by letting let the states pay for the cost of food stamps and Medicaid and disability payments. See, they get their money from the federal government. So the states and the cities, they don't care. They could care less they don't care how much fraud there is. What do they care? So you should go back to the city. I think the cities, they should be paying for the Medicaid. They should be paying for disability payments. Then they'd care. Then when a guy comes and gets his disability payment, And he's just been, he says he's got a bad back, and you've gone down the street and you see him lift the weights. I don't think so. These people that come in who just don't want to work, you don't get a check, you go and work at the police department. Go to the fire department, go to the road. But see, you got to get the cities to pay for it. But when they get the money from the taxpayer, like you and me, the cities don't care how many people are on the dole. See? We got to cut the... And every time you say... And how many times have our politicians... They say, well, we're going to cut the budget. And we'll do it by cutting waste, abuse, and fraud. It never happens. Because the cities, the towns, the counties, they don't care. Our politicians are not taking serious a parasite that has invaded the body of America. And if President Trump wants to make America great again, he needs to get rid of it, this parasite, because it has fed and grown on nutrients from government handouts and is now draining the energy of capitalism. Disability checks. Obama doubled the amount of disability checks, 5 to 11 million, costing us $12 billion a year in fraud payments. In addition, the use of fake and stolen Social Security numbers to obtain fraudulent tax refunds cost us $21 billion, funded by 1.8% of the payroll tax. And that's another thing. Let's get rid of these corporate taxes. They don't contribute enough. I just told you, years ago, the corporate taxes contributed 7% of our economic growth, our GDP. Now it's less than 1%. Let's get rid of the corporate tax. Forget the corporate taxes. And here's the problem. The CEOs, what they've done is made so much money, these companies, they own Congress and they get the bills written to protect them so companies don't have to pay any tax anymore. And that's why we went from 7% contribution down to 1% contribution. There's the problem. So, and now there's chicken and egg. Trump is saying, I'm going to cut your taxes. And when I cut your taxes, I want you to put your money into capital investment now. And they said, okay, we will. But even if they were well-intended, a CEO is not going to put in improvements of $10 million into his company if he doesn't see people consuming. When he sees all the stores closing down in malls, he sees all these cars being foreclosed on, do you think he's going to go and he's going to invest his money? No. So here's what we do. Let's get consumption up. How do you do that? No more payroll tax.
Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and I subscribe to the Phil's Gang MV2, and I just wanted to let Phil know that right after the election, I made a $7,000 profit using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
If you're looking to make extra income, if you're looking to pay off bills and plan for your retirement, then check out philsgang.com. Philsgang.com is an online educational service that informs you, coaches you, and guides you on how to invest in the stock market. Get daily advice to buy stocks, short stocks, and learn when to get out of your positions. Philsgang.com provides daily webinars, alerts, educational tutorials, and all materials archived. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Performing technical analysis is no easy task for any investor unless conducted with a professional stock charting service. At Phil's Gang, we offer a choice of high-power, color-coded stock charts, all seamlessly integrated, so you can tackle the market the way you want to. The Phil's Gang Max Best 1000 Stock Charts. From Phil's Gang are high-performance HTML5 web-based charts that work on any browser and device, so you can put live streaming data and fully interactive charts in the palm of your hand. Phil Grandy designed the MV software to have the best features, and so far the early reviews have been great. You can plot charts on an intraday basis as well as on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or annual basis. There is also a built-in watch list that you can customize to your liking. For more information, go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
To be able to just get my son to St. Jude and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $39.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market, you get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. To join the gang, 877-600-GANG. It's only $39.95. And we have two wonderful programs. A program for those who want more action, who want to do individual stocks, who have time. We got a wonderful program. I mean, it's just the schooling you get is incredible. The online schooling, everything that you need, okay, that's online. It's just it works, but you got to have time. Those who don't have that time, who are busy, you got to create wealth. You're not going to retire with a 401k. I can tell you that. Or living on Social Security. I have a nice program where you just follow me. I buy an exchange-traded fund, a basket of stocks like the spiders, or like oil, and then you just do what I do. You just copy what I do, mimic what I do. You don't send me money. It's not a fund. You just get an online broker, buy the same shares that I do. You can decide how many you want, but I'll tell you when I'm buying and when I'm not buying or when I'm taking profits. It's a great way, and it's a great way to get your kids to learn. So you just follow me. That way you don't have to study anything, do anything. Just do what I do. And it works. So here's the number, 877-600-GANG. I want to play something for you. Listen to this.
You get to President Trump's 15% corporate tax rate, or is 20% your red line on this?
No, I have no red lines on this. I'd like to go as low as possible. If we can get to 15%, I'm all in on doing that.
But here's the problem. What good is it? It was good when we were an industrial-based nation, when instead we switched over to be a financial center. We decided, remember, to let our middle class get gutted. We went to globalization. I said last night, everybody's talking about globalization, and they're talking to one part about it, which is the borders. And I said, there's a whole other part. Globalization got gutted our middle class. There's a big gap now between the rich and the poor, which the middle class has now turned poor. So corporate taxes, the idea to cut corporate taxes, no, here's what we're better off doing. And Trump knows this. The small business is the engine, the real engine of the economy. Cut the payroll taxes. It'd be a win-win. Because first of all, payroll tax is a cruel tax. No one should be taxed on their labor. That's ridiculous. And if both employer and employee get hit for 7.5%. And many employers don't hire that extra person because of that tax. I can tell you that. That's a very big tax. When an employer's going to, and they're hiring somebody else, they got to pay that tax. And that sometimes you don't get a job because of that. Take that money, give it to the people to put into whatever they want to do. If they want to invest, join the gang, they want to go buy a shirt, put it back into the economy. Now the economy will grow much faster than giving a corporate discount from 35% to 15%. Because we're not going to get that much out of it. Take that money and let the labor put it into the economy by consuming. Consumption increases. Now CEOs will do capital investment, but they may not. See, here's the other problem. They may not. They're spoiled. Because remember, it was Bill Clinton who changed. Remember they were complaining when Bill Clinton became president how CEOs were making too much money? So he decided that he would tie their income to the stock. Well, that's turned out to be a windfall. So what they're doing now is all they're doing is buying their own corporate stock back. They keep buying their corporate stock back. The fewer shares left, you're spreading profits over fewer shares. Your earnings are going up and your stock price goes up. So CEOs are making 350 times more than they used to, or at least making 350 times more than their employees. So we have no guarantee that they're going to even get the tax cut, take the money, and shove it back into the company to increase productivity, to increase wages, increase hiring. So they should either mandate and say, look, we'll give you the tax cut, but you got to prove to us before we give you the credit that you put it back and you put it back in your company. I would make it easier. Let's change the law the way it used to. Let's change the compensation, bring it back. They shouldn't be compensated on stock. They shouldn't be compensated based just on stock and stock options. That's ridiculous. That was fine when companies were starting. They had nothing. They had to hire talent like Apple and Microsoft and the rest of it. The only way you could get talent, you had no money to pay payroll, you gave people stock options. Those days are gone. See, I don't think it will work. But I'll tell you what will work is if you cut the payroll tax. Here's what we should do. Let's replace the corporate tax with a proper value-added tax where you can levy on sales as they occur. That will take place of the corporate tax. Then we don't have to worry about the stupid CEO. And let me tell you, these CEOs, since Bill Clinton has been president, are so spoiled. It's like going to a coke addict and telling him to cut back on his cocaine or his heroin. It's not going to happen. Yeah, it's not going to happen. So now Trump is adding $10 trillion to the already $20 trillion we have. This means there is no way our debt won't grow faster than our economic growth. In other words, our debt is going to be growing so fast. Our economic growth is going to be so slow. And that inflation that rises because of that, he's going to have to suppress the yields, the interest on the money the government borrows. The government borrows the most money. Especially he has to meet that payment of $257 billion every year, the interest that we owe on the $19 trillion. And when we finish paying that, we have nothing left. We never have anything left to even go fix a bridge. That's how broke we are. So I'm for debt. I have no problem if he wants to do it. But if you're not going to cut entitlements, then let's get rid of let's get rid of the corporate tax, and let's take the everybody, the small businessman and the workers, and get rid of that stupid tax that we have to pay, that payroll tax. It's a killer. Okay, look, this is why there's going to be a big debate, because he's asking for a lot of debt, and he's going to get debate from Republicans too. I mean, I support him, but I just don't see this. I just don't see how he's going to be able to convince me or anybody else that he can grow the economy, just grow the economy to 3.5%, 4.5%, 5% by cutting corporate taxes when it only contributes not even 1% to our GDP. Now, when it was contributing 7.5% to our GDP, hey, I was for it. But this can be fixed easily. But I don't know who's surrounding him right now. I don't know what's going on. But in the meantime, we got to make money. So whether the market goes up or the market goes down, we got to make money. Right now, I can tell you this. Gold has been getting hammered. Join my gang and follow me with our gold mining stocks and exchange traded fund. We're going to start watching it closely. Remember the last one? I said, let's start looking at gas exchange traded fund, and it went up 14%. I said, now I'm saying, let's start doing the same thing with gold. We'll watch it and observe it. So join tonight, 877-600-GANG, just like the gang members who joined and followed me with UNG. We're still following two other exchange-traded funds. We haven't done anything with them yet. One is industrials, and the other is the S&P. But now we're going to start looking at the gold mining stocks again. So here's the number, 877-600-GANG, and all you do is just copy what I do. You just mimic what I do. Mimic what I do. Boy, I got to tell you, did you see what the Atlanta Fed's doing? The Atlanta Fed come out. Remember, they said the GDP for the first quarter is going to be 3.5%. Then it was only 0.7%. They came out, and when it came out at 0.7%, they came out right away for the second quarter and said it's going to be 4.3%. No, it's not. It's not even going to be 0.7. You know why they're doing that? Because they know the economy's not going to grow even 1%. They're afraid to tell us that the economy's not going to grow because of the breadth in the market is so bad. When you only have 10 stocks holding up this entire stock market, that's why they're not being honest. But you don't have to worry if you're a gang member. Just follow me. 877-600-GANG. Join the gang right now. We'll see you on the chart.